Why selling air is legal. People are selling jars of air for hundreds of dollars, and it's completely legal. You think we all agree on one thing: air is free, right? But in the world of business and law, not even oxygen is safe from a price tag. Hi, I'm attorney Darryl Isaacs, and in today's episode, we're diving into one of the strangest legal industries you've probably never thought about: the business of selling air. Yes, we're talking about literal air, bottled, canned, compressed, or sealed in a jar and sold for profit. We'll explore how this is legal, who's buying it, what loopholes make it possible, and some wild cases where people paid big money for the privilege of breathing. By the end, you might just realize that the most abundant thing on earth isn't always free. Let's get into it. So wait, people really buy air? Yup, all over the world. Don't you love the word yup? There are companies right now making real money by selling canned air from national parks, oxygen bottles from tourist and polluted cities, jars of fresh mountain air for novelty gifts, compressed air for athletes, or even hangover relief. And in some cases, these aren't gag gifts, they're legit businesses with patents, trademarks, and government licenses. It sounds ridiculous, but it's very real. So the question is, how is it legal to sell something everyone has for free? Let's break it down. Number one, there's no law against selling air. Air, in its natural form, belongs to no one. But the second you collect it, contain it, and package it, it becomes a product. That's the key legal loophole. You're not selling the air itself, you're selling the container, the effort to gather it, the experience or health benefit, the packaging. And in business law, that's enough to justify a sale. You can't sell air someone else is breathing, but if you bottle it on private property or public land where it's legal to do so, you've got a product you legally can market and sell. Number two, air isn't protected like water or minerals. Unlike water rights or mineral rights, which are heavily regulated, ambient air has almost no ownership restrictions. There are zoning laws for air pollution and emissions, but if you're just bottling it passively without impacting the environment, nobody's stopping you. Ever hear of the billion-dollar oxygen industry? Let's first separate air from oxygen, because the oxygen business is booming. Companies have been selling canned oxygen for decades. Athletes, biohackers, and high-altitude climbers use it for performance, recovery, altitude sickness, even hangover relief. Brands like Boost Oxygen, Oxygen Plus are all legally selling canned oxygen, sometimes flavored with mint or citrus, and they're selling for $15 to $30 per can, with markups margins of up to 1,000%. Is it medically necessary? Not always. Does it work? Debatable. Is it legal? Totally. You see, the FDA requires medical-grade oxygen be regulated, but recreational oxygen is considered a wellness product like vitamins or essential oils. In other words, as long as you don't claim to cure anything, you can legally sell canned oxygen with very little oversight. Let's look at a few real businesses that are profiting from the cleanest thing you can't see. Number one, Vitality Air, made out of Canada. These guys bottle air from the Rocky Mountains and sell it to customers in China, India, and other high pollution areas. A single can sells for $30 to $50 depending on where it's shipped. One of the early marketing stunts, selling a Ziploc bag of air on eBay, it sold for $168. Number two, Ether, made out of the UK. This brand takes things up a notch, offering artisan jars of air from the English countryside. They're not even pretending it's for your lungs. It's a luxury gift. Price, about $115 per jar. Number three, air from the Alps, Switzerland, New Zealand. Tourist-heavy countries now have companies selling bottled air like souvenirs. You can literally bring home a breath of fresh air as a keepsake, and people are buying it. Number four, big oxygen in high pollution markets. In places like Beijing or Delhi, where pollution is off the charts, air bars and oxygen lounges are becoming more common. It's marketed as a wellness treatment, and in some cases, tourists will pay $10 for 10 minutes of purified air. So what are people actually paying for? Here's the thing, nobody's being conned. Most people buying bottled air or oxygen aren't confused about what they're getting. They're paying for clean air in dirty environments, a novelty gift, a sense of luxury or uniqueness, a quick mental boost or placebo effect, or just a cool story to tell. It's not about the molecules, it's about the marketing. This is why air can legally be sold. You're not selling necessity, you're selling experience. It's the same reason people pay $5 for spring water when tap is free, or $400 for perfume that's 99% alcohol and water. So, is this just a gimmick? Sometimes yes, but sometimes it actually makes sense. For example, a tourist visiting Beijing might suffer from the air quality, a mountain climber in Colorado might need oxygen at high altitudes, an athlete might feel short of breath after intense cardio, someone on a long flight might feel better with a quick oxygen hit. But does everyone need to buy canned air? Of course not, but you can legally sell it if there's a demand, 100%. And in the US, there's no federal law stopping you as long as you're honest about what's in the can. Has anyone ever tried to sell the wrong kind of air? Oh yeah. This wouldn't be Hammer's Law without some legal insanity. Number one, miracle air scams. There have been cases where people tried to sell air in a bag, claiming it could cure illness, increase IQ, and even extend your life. That's where the law does step in. The FTC and FDA crack down hard if you make medical claims without proof. So while selling air is legal, lying about what it can do, that's a fast track to a lawsuit. Number two, pollution permits and carbon credits. Believe it or not, people have tried to sell air rights in the form of carbon credits they don't actually own. That's like selling someone else's sky, and yes, it's fraud. The law around air as a resource gets really complicated when you're talking about emissions, permits, or industrial zones. But if you're just bottling fresh air from your backyard and selling it on Etsy, totally fine. So can you do this yourself? Legally? Yes. Practically? Maybe. If you want to sell bottled air or oxygen, here's what you'll need to consider. Location. You may need permission if collecting air on public land. Packaging. You'll need safe, sealed, pressurized containers. Labeling. You can't lie about what's in it. Shipping. Compressed air is considered hazardous material in some countries. Marketing. Be funny, weird, or luxurious, just not deceptive. The biggest risk isn't legal, it's whether anyone will actually buy what you're selling. But if you live near Yosemite or the Rockies, you might already be sitting on a goldmine of breathable money. So just to recap, why is selling air legal? Because in the eyes of the law, you're not selling a public resource, you're selling a product you package. There's no regulation against putting air in a can and pricing it at $100. And, maybe most importantly, people are willing to pay. It's one of the strangest and most legal business models out there. In a world where we'll pay for bottled water, organic ice, and luxury sleep masks, air was just next in line. And someone had the genius or insanity to sell it first. Thanks for watching Hammer's Law. I'm Darryl Isaacs. If you're ever in need of legal help, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Make sure to subscribe for more surprising legal twists and crazy loopholes. Take care, and I'll see you next time.